Welcome back to the Business Savvy Therapist. Today, we're talking about something that probably stops you. It's going to stop you probably from hiring your very first person and starting a group practice and even scaling. Here's what it is. Today, we're talking about the number one fear when hiring your first therapist and how to avoid it. What is it? I hear this all the time, Nicole. What if I hire someone, but I can't get them busy? And then you do nothing because you're frozen and you're scared that you just won't be able to fulfill. But what if it's not just your responsibility? What if this is a two-way street? We're going to talk about how I dealt with this fear, what I did, and specifically, this is a collaboration. So let's dive in. I was a baby boss, and you are a baby boss if you're not even a boss yet. And so I felt more confident hiring baby therapists. And what I mean by that is practicum student. I call them interns, practicum students. They were so new. They're just baby therapists or pre-licensed. And here's the great news. Not only do you feel way less pressure from them, they're just starting out. They don't want to be busy right away, that you're linking arms and growing this thing together, but also you keep way more cash flow. You keep way more income. So what I mean is, if they're baby therapists, you pay them less because they require supervision, and you keep more even if you can't supervise yet. So if it's pre-licensed, you keep 10% more, right? Or if it's an intern and you live in Canada, we don't pay our interns. We're not allowed. If you live in Washington, you don't have to pay them. You may not be allowed. Depends where you live, double check. In California, you can't and aren't allowed to hire practicum students. Unfortunately, they have to work in nonprofits. But for me, it was so great starting out. It was way less pressure on me, and I had way more income flowing in to then reinvest in the practice. This is a really good place to start. Also, I want you to know, of course, you don't feel confident. You are wanting to ride a bike. You've never ridden a bike before. It seems scary. How does balance even work? But just taking the first step and doing it under my wing, I will hold your hand, just starting the process. And the first step is, after the job posting, is the interview. Now, I want you to show up to this interview with conviction, breathing deep into your heart and remembering why you were doing this. You were doing this for multiple reasons, but one I know for sure is you want to help more people than you could ever help on your own. Show up with that belief, that passion, and it will be contagious. You see, in some ways, you are selling yourself. You're selling your practice to your new hire. But I'll tell you something. It is less about the words that come out of your mouth, and it is more about the energy. You can feel my energy in this podcast, right? Like, certain people emanate a resonance of energy. They might just show up and say, "Oh my gosh, I just like you. I like how I feel when I'm around you, and whatever you are doing, I want to be part of." You don't have to have it all figured out. What if you just showed up transparent and authentic and sharing all of the things that you're doing? I'm listening to this business coach. I'm listening to this podcast. Maybe I bought this meditation vault, or I'm reading this book. Here's all the things I'm doing, and here's my vision and what I'm creating. Do you want to be part of something that will be big, change lives? And guess what? You get to come in at the ground level. Who says no to that? Now, if you show up, though, not in your powerful part, your expansion part, but instead you show up with your imposter part and your self-doubt part, there's a thing called mirror neurons, right? Do you remember those? Basically, when we feel something, even in our body, that person literally all of a sudden starts feeling it. So if you show up to the interview with self-doubt, all of a sudden you will notice that the interviewee, this therapist that might have been really excited, is now feeling self-doubt. So I would deal with your self-doubt, whether it's, what helped me was in therapy, journaling. Honestly, what really helped me was meditating. What really helped me was visualizing. because it was remembering. And actually just today, the date of this recording, April 17th, this won't come out until a couple months, but I just released a meditation vault. I'm going to throw that in the show notes for you to take a look. I believe in visualization because it is a remembering, my friend, that what you are here to create is on its way. And I'm going to go even further. What you are here to create has actually already happened. You just don't see it yet because we live in this time, space continuum. Do you believe that? Is there a part of you that whispers, oh my God, I know that to be true? And I felt that in my bones, in my soul, and the visualizations every day reminded me why I'm here. And that helped my powerful part, my most expansive part, to show up to the interview. And then that's all you resonate and that's all you attract. But we want to make sure that you show up with conviction and a certain energy. So just be aware of that. It's like, okay, I'm going to walk you through kind of what to do, what to say, but in the background is who you're being. And that's truly the foundation. So watch your energy, really be intentional about it, meditate. I have meditations for you, do them every single day, and then show up as your best self. And you will only hire and find and attract the best therapists. First of all, they will be impressed by you. What if they were impressed? Can I talk to your imposter syndrome part for a second? Just move all the other parts away. I would just want to talk to your imposter part. What if they were impressed? Wait a minute. What if you know more just because we're hanging out, whether it's on Instagram or on this podcast, or maybe you're a member of my 6-month program, or maybe you're a member of one of my marketing boot camp. But what if they are impressed with what you know? Like, oh, wow. You mean, what is systemized? Oh, holy cow. You've got manuals and everything just kind of runs? Because I'll tell you something. Other group practices are a mess. They're a mess. They're not systemized. And the thing is, it's interesting. Bad group practice leaders, they don't set boundaries. There's no systems. There's no sense of structure. So then the therapists don't know what they're doing and then make mistakes. And then then the bad boss gets upset with them. Do you see that? But there's no structure. So it's actually the boss's problem because they don't know, there's no guide. But this is most people. Let me talk to this imposter part of you and remind you that you were actually impressive. Share, my friend. You're going to show up to this interview with the right energy, but you're also going to share not only the marketing. I'm doing SEO. I'm doing email marketing. I'm connecting with family doctors. You're going to list all the things I teach you, but you're also going to share how systemized. We have this systemized onboarding. You have your own manual. Here's the tech platforms that we lean on. Here's all the scheduled team meetings we do. And they're just going to be like, oh my gosh, this seems easy. I feel ease here. And it's interesting. I think sometimes we're so focused on us being good bosses that I forgot how anxiety provoking a first day of work is. It's a lot. It's a brand new place for this therapist. I hope the other therapists like me. Where's my room? I don't even know where my office is. Where's the bathroom? Is there a fridge? Do I bring my lunch? Like all of those things. Is there going to be paper and pens? Like they don't know. Do I get a business card? They're highly anxious, but I would be complimented all the time. And this is what I teach you. They would say at the end of their week, oh my God, Nicole, thank you. This was so easy. Thank you for being so structured. Thank you for setting me up for success. And you are bringing that. So bring it to the interview. Bring your impressive part and remind the self-doubt part that you actually have a bag of tricks, a bag of marketing and systemization that a lot of other practices don't have. I want you to jump into this episode. It's a previous one. If you have not listened to it, it is called Why You Should Keep at Least 40% of the Session Fee. Go back. I would actually jot some things down, put it in your phone. Okay. I have an iPhone. What I would do is in my notepad, I would have a list of all the things that I provide them. There's so much. You have to listen to this episode. Read that list before you show up to the interview, because you are going to amaze them with what they get. Oh my gosh, I get to be part of this beautiful tribe. And look, you're making my life so easy. Really, I just show up and do therapy. So you're going to show up with your energy, but you're also going to set expectations. Now I want to talk to you about kind of what to say. Set the expectations that it could take about 4 to 6 or even longer weeks to get you busy. How do you feel about that? Are you okay with that? And I want you to notice their verbal cues, nonverbal cues, the energy, and they might say, and this is why I love pre-licensed and interns, you know what? Yes, that's perfect. I don't want to be overwhelmed. I want a slow start. I want to ease in. I actually even had someone tell me, can I have no clients for my first week? Like, thank God I asked. And I was like, oh, okay, well, let's talk about that. They just wanted to like settle in, learn JNAP, which is our amazing practice management software. I'll put that in the show notes for you. It systemizes everything. Learn Google Drive. We use a bunch of tech platforms. You learn Google Chat. That's where we all chatted. It takes a minute. I used to work at the hospital way back years ago when I lived in Ottawa. It was like a week of learning all the platforms and the systems and all of the things. So they typically actually, their expectation is they don't want to grow that fast. That pressure you're putting on yourself. So set the expectations at the beginning. Now, if you notice though, that they're actually not that, they're putting pressure on you like, oh, well, I expect to be full right away, then that's just not your person. That is not your person. Show up with honesty. If you do have clients, amazing. So for me, I had been in solo practice for 15 years. I was full. And I actually wanted to offload some of my clients. So I want you to think about that too as option B. Maybe if your referrals are low or if that is a worry once you hire, could you move some of your own clients over and work a little bit less, my friend, and work on the practice more and get into that CEO seat and actually drive this vision? But there's more. Step 1, you're going to set very clear expectations. You're going to notice the response to those expectations. You're going to breathe into your gut and really ask yourself, am I okay with their response? It may not be your person. It's like dating. How many dates did you have to go on before you found the love of your life? Or maybe you're still trying to find the love of your life. Oh my gosh. Before I found Dan, like my absolute everything, I feel like I dated every man in Toronto, truly. It was a good time and sometimes a bad time. You just have to interview, but it will be worth it because eventually you will get to your hell. Yeah, this person that you're like, oh my God, we completely vibe. Yes, come on in. Let's work together. But then you're actually going to share, and this is really important, that this is a collaborative role. So I'm going to pretend I'm you. Okay. I'll be you be the candidate. Susie, I just wanted to share with you how I feel the best relationship works. Now, I do not believe in the hierarchical model. I don't refer to you as working for me. I believe that we work together. This is a co-creation, Susie. This is a collaboration. Here's all the things I'm doing. I will give you the clients that all you have to do is just come here every day, show up as your best self and do what you love, which is therapy. But here's the thing. So this collaboration, my role is to give you the clients, but you also have a role here. In this collaboration, your role is to do 2 things. 1, convert the consult, and 2, retain the client. So this is really important. Listen up. If you don't share this, all the pressure will be on you. But that's not true. What if this therapist is a leaky bucket and you're giving them the clients, but they're not actually converting the consult call, which by the way, should be 70% of the time. That's the goal or more, that free consult becomes a paid client. And don't worry, Susie, I will train you. Absolutely. I will train you on all the things that I've learned in my solo practice. We will link arms. Don't worry, you're not alone. And I want you to pay attention to what that candidate, Susie, we're calling her, how she responds. It matters. Again, this is kind of like a first date, right? You're setting expectations, setting boundaries. You're tossing this hot potato. Let's see how she handles it. I hope If she's the one for you, if she's your hell yeah, your work marriage, this is a work marriage, she's going to respond like this. Oh my gosh, yes, thank you so much. Honestly, I just feel so grateful that you're taking on the risk for me. You're working so hard for me. You're giving me the clients. I see this as a collaboration and a co-creation as well. Absolutely. And thank you. I would love some training and consult calls. I would love some training in like retention. And here you might even want to talk about, if they're fully licensed, what is your retention rate? How long do your clients stay? And by the way, if you and I ever work together, I give you all these questions to ask, because the right questions at the interview helps you find the right person. I wanted to share with you the pressure that I put on myself. I did have a psychologist that we hired. It was full-time, actually. She was a salaried person. I had a mix of my employees. Some were salaried, some were hourly. I suggest for cash flow at the beginning to do hourly, because you only pay when they see a client, okay? So she was full-time and she was doing assessments and seeing kids. And we actually had her fully booked when she started on her first day. I was so proud. I'm like, oh my gosh, I did it. She's going to be so happy. She's fully booked. And guess what? She was not happy at all. She had finished her full day. We had a debrief. And I thought she'd be like, oh my gosh, thank you. I love this calendar that is full. Instead, she was exhausted. She was actually the one who said, you know what, I just needed a couple of days to see no clients and soak in the culture, just really get my bearings. And I was like, oh my gosh, the pressure was self-inflicted. Why did I do that to myself? She actually felt overwhelmed and more anxious on her first day. I felt the pressure, but I created all of this. Ask them. Most people want a slow burn. They want a slow start up. Just ask them. I'm noticing a trend I wanted to share with you. There is a big in-person trend happening in a massive way, and it is happening everywhere. And even myself, I'm going to be doing more in-person events because we just want to be together. Aren't you kind of sick of these four walls? Oh my gosh, I'm just like, aren't you kind of sick of staring at a screen? And just know that if you have in person, you will find people faster. You just will. And if you're listening to me and you're virtual only right now, that is okay. I can help you eventually move to maybe just one office. Maybe it's just one office. You can put 3 therapists in one office. I can teach you how to do that. And one office can generate about $40,000 of revenue if you do it right. But know that in a sea of therapists, that all you need now is a laptop to start a solo practice that's virtual. You offer something different if you offer an office. They're way more likely to want to work with you because it's not something that they want to take the risk or put the cash flow towards, or even if they have the cash flow towards. So just know that if you really want this to be even easier, then have a bricks and mortar office, and it can just be one. It does not have to be 24 rooms like I had. It can just be one. Just start with one. And maybe it's the very office that you're listening to me in. Do you know that you're sitting on a gold mine, my friend? Real question. Is your office ever empty? Of course it is. I had my twins. I would leave the office pretty early because I wanted to rush home and see them. Wait a minute. So what if your very office, you just filled in the gaps? I would leave and then I would have someone fill all of the evenings when I just had one office, and all of the weekends. I had it was 2. I had me and 2 other therapists running my office. It was full all the time. We were like trains passing. It was amazing. You were sitting on a gold mine. Utilize that. It's going to not only feel, but be way less risky because you're already paying for it. So why not just hire one person? You're going to set those expectations. You're going to show up with your authentic self. You're going to share that this is a collaboration, and you may not even need to invest in an office because you may be sitting in one and already have one. Don't let this stop you. Don't let this stop you. I know fear is real. I want to leave you with something. Let's just say you can't get them busy. Who cares? So just hear me out for a sec. This is not your 100% responsibility. We now know that. This is 50% yours to give them the referrals, 50% them to convert this referrals. and retain them. And even if you can't get them the referrals, you've set the expectation. You have 6 weeks or 2 months. You've given yourself a runway. But worst case scenario, 2 months go by and they don't even have one client, which I really don't see happening, but let's say they don't have any and they want more. I was very intentional about, if I'm going to do this, I'm not going to hold on to that burden, that like all of the pressure that this is just my responsibility. I'm going to be constantly communicating with them and sharing what I'm doing. But here's the other thing. I attracted therapists that wanted to help. They're like, ooh, like what kind of blog posts are you doing? Or I'm happy to do a video for your social media. And then before you know it, because this is a team, we help each other. We're in harmony. We're all focused on the same goal. It's not just you. Those are not the people that you want to attract or work with. I can honestly say I never felt, oh my gosh, I have to, this is all me. I'm all by myself. I'm going to let them down. I just never felt that. Why? Because that was just not how we got into relationship. It was very much, we're doing this together, which was so beautiful, and attract those people, which is back to what are you doing to get in line with what resonance and what energy you want to put out, because then you will attract those perfect people and you actually grow this beautiful thing together. Like, what if you weren't alone, my friend, and you are not? Do you want my help? I have a free strategy call. I would love to help you just release those heavy shoulders and release any burden you are feeling. If you're like, okay, yes, Nicole, let's link arms, I would click the link in the show notes and you can chat with my team about next steps and how I know I can help you. I'll see you next week.